Here we are. Okay. Took a lot to get us here. We're a little sweaty because, it's LA and it's still hot out there. Looking forward to fall. As much as I don't love my body slowing down and getting older, I have to say that time is one of my favorite perspectives. The first significant observation of time I had that really made an impact on my thinking and my perspective was when I was about 21 to 22 years old. I was able at that time to see how differently I thought, felt, and viewed not only the world but myself as well. In comparison to the time when I was 18 and I thought I knew everything. Y'all remember that? That was fun. When I heard the Indigo Girls song lyrics from their song Watershed, every 5 years or so I look back on my life and I have a good laugh. I felt understood, and I also felt let in on this time perspective secret that humbled me from ever thinking again that I knew it all. I've been reflecting a lot lately on the history of our church as we come up on our centennial year of existence. While I am aware that I don't know it all anymore, I found that I still sort of fell into that trap of present perspective after first starting here. What I mean by that is that there have been a lot of changes. Many of the people and things that we have experienced have changed, but for the most part, since I've been here, things have been pretty much the same. But the pandemic has changed all of that in sort of a sped up fashion, if you will. I find myself looking for people that have moved away or who have passed away, missing some things that we used to do or how we did them. But I also see myself greeting and embracing new faces, people who, like me, were looking for beloved community and have now found us. I see these new people stepping into vacancies, bringing new ideas and new ways of doing things. And I reflect on the 100 years we've been here, this tide of people coming in and coming out, ways of doing things coming in and going out. And I have to imagine that every 5 years or so, someone's having a good laugh about us trying to hold the tide back. I saw a video last week where Neil deGrasse Tyson was explaining how the moon is not actually making the tide, but rather the water of the earth is pulled gravitationally towards the moon and towards the sun. And the moon, and it sort of bulges out in those directions. And the earth spins inside of it, creating what we understand to be the waves or the tides. As we gather back together, as we cleanse our spirits during water communion today, let us not grieve the coming and going of individuals, of doing things the way that we used to, but rather revel in the knowing that what spins inside our beloved community will continue to be a nurturing place, a space for the dearly held beliefs of love and justice to bloom and grow. A moment when, in gathering, we see you and we hear you right now. Come, let us worship together.
Thank you for those inspired words, Cassie. And good morning and salam, peace to all of you on this beautiful morning in Santa Monica. My name is the Reverend Jeremiah Kalendae, and I serve this historic congregation and this historic community as its developmental minister. Our entire worship team, our worship associate, Cassie, and our music director, Sonder, and Ryan on the piano, and all of our choral section leaders, and our choir, and our technicians, and our ushers, and our greeters, and our sextons, and the many, many people who make each of these Sundays possible are delighted that you're here joining us for worship on this Sunday. This is a multi-generational service, so our young people are invited to stay throughout the entire service if they would like, and we also have a special table set up on the side with some coloring and doodles if they would rather do that. I want to offer a special welcome if this is your first time joining us, or if you're new to our congregation. We hope that you will enjoy this in-gathering service and join us in future weeks and learn about a lot of the important work and community building and justice making that goes on inside of these walls and in the larger Santa Monica and LA community. We light our chalice to open our service with words from the Reverend Leslie Takahashi. We gather as many drops, each winding our own path down life's surfaces and ruts. Here we pool together as a single body, flowing together for a time. Together we are a stream, at times even a river, for with our shared force, we can travel towards oceans of meaning and seas of connection. May it be so.
am so overjoyed to have the UUSM choir back on the chancel with us. Welcome back, all you returning, I'm not going to say old, but all you returning people, and welcome to our new people. Can't wait to meet you all. Thank you. That was lovely. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Community Church of Santa Monica. My name is Cassie Winters, and I am your worship associate for today. We are delighted to have all of you present here with us, wherever you are, here in the sanctuary, in our online sanctuary from communities across the LA Basin and around the United States and beyond. We are glad that you're here. If you're new to our community, you can find many ways to learn more about our community and become involved on our website. Please know that while we navigate our new normal, we are gathering safely and slightly differently, and also still holding many meetings and small group activities online. We offer programs to serve the needs of our congregation and to be of service to the wider world, including broad religious exploration and personal development for people of all ages. We also join with other social justice advocates to work for justice and harmony in our world. Unitarian Universalism is not defined by creed or dogma, but is guided by principles that affirm the worth and dignity of every person. They also encourage an individual search for truth and meaning. We honor the wonder of existence, and we believe that we are all connected to each other and to the interdependent web of life. Our beliefs are drawn from scripture and science, nature and philosophy, personal experience, and ancient tradition. We are an open, affirming, and welcoming congregation, diverse in backgrounds, identities, spiritualities, and philosophies of life. We are united in our desire to create an inclusive, beloved community, to live the principles of our faith, and to serve the wider world. Whatever your beliefs or your faith tradition, we invite you to help build a community where together, in our diversity, we make covenant in love and justice. May you find comfort, camaraderie, and inspiration here. As we gather in this space and in our virtual spaces, we recognize that we are connected with one another through the winds that give air to all beings, and through the waters that move deep into the earth and up into the sky. We acknowledge that the ground beneath our feet is and always has been the home of indigenous peoples, many of whom have been forcibly removed to other lands. Announcement. I'm going to try to keep it short because, beginning of the year, there's a lot out there. You're going to have to go look for yourself. During the months of the Arizona Lobby Project, including I mistranslated. During the time that we're constructing the Arizona Lobby Project, the floors upstairs and the bathrooms over there are closed. You may get to the restrooms in the sanctuary, or there's 3 over in the cottage. We're sorry for the temporary inconvenience caused by the construction, and we appreciate everyone's understanding. Beloved Conversations Within deadline to register has been extended to September 2nd, so please sign up. We hope you will join us as we build a learning community grounded in UU values and committed to collective liberation. In Beloved Conversations, we are here to heal the impact of racism in our lives. Let's get free together. Dining for Dollars is now going to be a seasonal fundraising effort instead of a one-time-a-year kind of deal, as we utilized in the past. Thus, my call to worship about changing with the tide. Anyways, the Dining for Dollars committee has been working hard to reimagine how to best utilize technology and frequency to raise the much-needed funds and to provide goods, services, and community-building events. Our fall 2022 Dining for Dollars bidding session will start on September 15th and go through September 25th, so right around the corner. These events will be from October 1st to January 1st through the Octria website. Thank you We don't do this enough, but we try, but we don't thank our volunteers enough. So thank you, Carl, Greg, Pat, Barbara, Risa, and Farouk for all of the hard work that you do putting into Dining for Dollars. And thank you to everyone's contribution for generously opening their homes and offering splendid variety of events, goods, and services. For more information, you can find them out in the courtyard. Lastly, Camp Benneville is right around the corner, everybody. Woohoo! Let's venture to beautiful Los Angeles National Forest near Big Bear, just 100 miles from 18th and Arizona, and refresh our spirits in the mountains with the trees. We will have our church family camp weekend at our beloved De Benneville de Pines. I'm having trouble. De Benneville Pines this weekend, the weekend of September 16th to the 18th. You would be amazed at how hot it is really up here. I'm sure you can tell. There are still some spots available, so please hurry up and sign up for our annual retreat. Please refer to our website and our e-newsletter for more details. We are going to welcome the opening hymn back up. Let's go. Let's do it. We do need a fan, seriously.
Hello. Hi. Please rise. The mic is not working. The mic's not. Please rise in body or in spirit and join us in singing our opening hymn.
Already standing. And we will go ahead and recite our covenant. There it is.
Love is the doctrine of the church, the quest for truth is the sacrament, and service is prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve humankind in fellowship, thus do we covenant with each other. And the Lord is buscar
Today we have a special guest for our story of all ages. We have Beth Brownlee and her son Ian Oakes, who I just have to say is an amazing gardener. I saw him yesterday, like cutting some vines and doing the work. So anyways, thank you guys very much.
I use this one here. Turn it on. Thank you.
Hola.
Hi, everybody. Yeah, I wanted to remind y'all that we're still collecting, canned foods and non-perishable items. Beth, can you take the mic, please? Oh, sorry. Thank you. Thank you. We are collecting canned goods for Westside Food Bank, and we have our basket up here. So if you have something that you'd like to donate to that, please bring it forward. And if you all want to come.
Is that every week, Beth?
That's every week. Every single week. Can you believe that? Thanks for that question. Hey, Zia and Quinn, you want to stay up here with us, or no? Anybody wants to come up and chat with us for a little bit? That's okay. Adults are welcome too. It's okay. Anyways, so we're so Ian, what are we talking about today?
Water.
Specifically, the water communion, right? So I'm going to ask Ian some questions, and he's going to say the darndest things, okay? So tell us about when you have shared water with someone.
I shared water with someone when I was hiking and they were out of water, and I had a lot of water left, so I just gave them like half my water supply. Yeah.
That's awesome. And where were you hiking?
Sierra Nevada.
Say more.
I don't want to say more.
All right. Okay. So how important is it to have water?
It's very important. It's like the most important thing in the world. Like everyone needs it and everyone wants it. So yeah.
Including all beings. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so now here's an interesting question. So what do you remember about water communion at UUSM?
I remember there was like a lot of people pouring stuff in a giant bowl like this, and I brought my own water jug, and it was like was it a river in Arizona? It was a river in Prescott, Arizona that we brought over. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. That was good. And so why do you think we do the water communion here at UUSM?
I think to kind of just think about how important water is and like how everyone needs it, and yeah.
And maybe coming back to each other, right? Enjoying community. Yeah. And here's the last question. Is this the reason why the youth RE group is here in the sanctuary? Is because we're doing water communion, and we're doing multi-generational worship today, right?
We are?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I know. Right? We have a table over here, so if you want a young person, you want to come over and doodle, come on and join us. We have lots of water droplets over there. So, thank you all for being here.
Please rise in body or spirit and join us on singing our song of blessing, hymn number 66 in the Great Hymnal. I'm going to do a little bit of an intro, and you're going to sing verses 1 and verse 3.
Fly and
Let us enter together into our time for mindfulness and silent meditation and spiritual centering. Allow yourself to perhaps close your eyes and ease into the beauty of this moment. Allow each breath to fill you with serene awareness. Feel yourself rooted in Mother Earth, stable and whole, as each breath takes you further into the stillness at the center of your being. As each sound, each noise carries you even deeper to that stillness within. And from this place of sacred stillness, let us expand our mindfulness to all with whom we share our religious home. We have a few great joys and a few sorrows to share with the congregation this morning. We begin with a great joy. Long-term member Charles Haskell and new member Karen Howard, would you please rise so everyone can see who you are pleased to announce their engagement. The wedding is to be on the The wedding is to be in the sanctuary on October 15th, and marriage after 80 years is a testament to us all of the power of love. Congratulations to you both, and may we hold them in the light of our beloved community this morning and always. We also celebrate with church member Amy Brunel. Amy, are you here somewhere in the back at our tech booth sharing in our tech ministry, who just began seminary at our Unitarian Universalist Theological School in Oakland, one of the most progressive theological schools in the world and my alma mater. And we wish her every success in this new endeavor, perhaps a greater enlightenment that she may bring back and share with us at some time. And we celebrate with her and hold her in the light of beloved community. Now I have some sad news to share as well. Longtime church member Anita Brenner died earlier this month on August 16th, 1 week before her 89th birthday. Her daughter shares that it was a gentle passing and that she was surrounded by her family and friends in her final moments. She was very loved and will be missed by all who know her, and we hold her and her entire family and George, who is among the ancestors, in the light of beloved community this morning. We also hold in our hearts John Zinner and his 19-year-old son, James, who just is experiencing a medical emergency following complications of COVID and a newly discovered significant heart issue. We hope that he will be stable enough to receive the surgery that he needs to save his life. So if you have some extra prayers for James and for John and their family in this time, I think they would be most appreciated. John would also like to hear from you if you're available, but to please only contact him by text because he's obviously overwhelmed at the moment, but he would appreciate hearing you. So we hold John and James and their family and friends in the light of beloved community this morning. And lastly, I have a more personal request. My grandmother is sick with COVID and shingles and just had a recent heart attack, and she's 85. I was able to spend 2 weeks with her this summer, but I am concerned about her. So if you also have some extra prayers for my grandmother, Emily, though not a member of our congregation, is a UU in spirit with us, I would appreciate it. Let us continue following these joys and these sorrows and these requests with our centering as we receive this poetic meditation from the Reverend Matt Alspla. A glass of tea sweats a circle of droplets on an old table. Drying, they pull dirt and stain from the wood, leaving a ring. Water makes its mark. Deep in the earth, in a cave, a drop falls each minute. Where it lands, a great pillar of white rock has grown up. Water leaves its mark. On the surface above, a stream bubbles and flows, carving out potholes in the granite of its bed. Water makes its mark. Along a highway cut, a geologist points out the layers of tan slate, each penny-thin sheet, in memory of a torrential rainstorm eons ago. Water makes its mark. In its network of veins, the blood, salty like the seawater from which we spring, flows on in cycles, giving life. Water makes its mark. The dark clouds pass on, yielding no rain. Crops wither and drought comes. Famine, migration, violence, and death soon follow. Water makes its mark. A space probe turns its camera toward whence it came, imaging one solitary pixel of light. Its color, the pale blue of oceans. Water makes its mark. A solitary tear slides down the cheek, a tear of abiding joy, another of unending grief. We see and share the depth of feeling at its true core. Water makes its mark. With gratitude, let us enter into a few brief moments of silent meditation, and let us hold stillness together or offer whatever silent prayers may be welling up in our hearts. I will ring our singing bowl to begin and conclude our time for silent meditation. May the voices of children remind us that joy abides amidst the stillness within. And Cassie's right, it's hot today. It's even hotter if you've got vestments. Be grateful for that. I'm still standing. Ingathering and water communion, it's one of my favorite services of the church here. It follows the extremely hot weeks of summer when our bodies and souls are longing for the refreshment that water brings. This is also a time when we are returning from our travels. Our young people are returning to school or to college, and our church life is thriving again following the respite of the summertime. The brightness and the heat of the sun is still particularly strong at this time of the year, and the crops are still growing and being harvested. Life, in many ways, is at its zenith at this time of the year, and we are awash with its energies. It's also a time when the wildfires are ablaze, and we are reminded of the consequences of climate change and the urgency of restoring a healthy relationship with our planet home. It is a time when we are reminded of the preciousness of water amidst the fires and the drought. In church, it is when we commune with water together, gathering about its coolness and peacefulness and remembering its refreshment and rejuvenation. We are blessed to also live so near to the beautiful Santa Monica Bay and the ocean of peace. We can feel and smell the presences of these great bodies of water in the breeze about us so often. I can almost hear the soothing sound of her gentle waves crashing along the seashore. Can you hear those enchanting sounds within your spirit as well? Let us invite this serenity and the gentle lull of the ocean's waves to our gathering this morning. May these sounds remind us of our own oceanic breathing and our deep and integral connection with water and nature. And may this remembering wash away some of the stresses and tensions within and open us more fully to the beauty of life. Now, water is central to every religious tradition on the face of the planet. Science tells us that just as our beautiful planet home is covered in vast oceans, ice sheets, and tundra, and encircled by an atmosphere of moving and transforming water vapor, we too are composed primarily of water. It is in our blood and cells, our hearts and brains, and all the bodily systems that imbue us with life. The ancients record origin stories that often depict this primordial relationship as divine breath breathing over the vast and deep waters, and then everything in existence flowing forth from those waves on the surface of the water. I'm reminded of this relationship every time I go to perform namaz, the daily prayers, by washing my face, my hair, my arms, and my feet with this refreshing water, just as many do in different religious traditions all around the globe. If you were to visit the prayer space in my home, you would find my bright blue prayer rug and blue fabrics that descend as if they are waterfalls pooling where I stand and bow and sit to commune with what we Sufis call that great shoreless ocean of being. There's an old wisdom saying from this tradition that says spiritual exercise is like having a flowing river within which one can commune with that spirit of life. So I've taken this very literally and made my sacred space somewhere that returns me to these free-flowing spiritual waters. We can discover them here too in this, our ceremony of water communion. Now, my fascination with nature and the spiritual life has often led me to study and contemplate the many ways humanity has discovered to connect with the powers of the natural world. It seemed to me that if we are to heal our planet home after this century of so much abuse and neglect, we will need to live in new ways that better connect us with our environment. Our seventh Unitarian Universalist principle calls us to affirm and promote respect for the interdependent web of all existence, of which we are a part. And the sixth source of our liberal faith is spiritual teachings from earth-centered traditions, which celebrate the sacred circle of life and instruct us to live in harmony with the rhythms of nature. Of course, respecting the interdependent web of all existence isn't something we do in the abstract, but it's an embodied way of being and relating to these powers that create and uphold life. Our modern society severed many of the sacred ways humanity once participated in this great communion of all creation. I believe we're being called to restore ancient wisdom and ways and discover some new possibilities for this deeper relationship with nature in this generation. Let us commune with the sacred waters of our religious community this morning and deepen our commitment to respecting the interdependent web and living in harmony with all of nature. We should put our masks back on for this part. So we're going to get up close. So let us begin our annual water communion ceremony together. I invite you to line up, properly spaced as much as you can along the center aisle and also along the side aisle here to participate in the ritual. So what we will do, as we did last year, this is actually our first year, I think, since 2019 that we're able to do this fully in person, so I hated that. That's really an amazing thing. And I think it shows how far we've come and reminds us of all that we've been through. So in that spirit of gratitude for this new possibility, let us begin this ceremony. So as you line up, I will invite you to come forward, and I will have one microphone on this side, and Cassie will have one microphone on that side, and we will have water so that you can pour a libation of water into this common water communion bowl. And what we will ask you to do is to speak into the microphone, share with us your name, in case there are some out there who don't know you, and to offer a hope or an aspiration that you have for yourself, perhaps one for yourself and one for our religious community or the larger world in this new church year. So we talked a little bit about this last week. If there's something on your heart about some personal transformation that you are catalyzing, or something that you hope to do or be involved with or dream for our church to come into being, to also offer that. And perhaps you have something for the larger world. Given the constraints of time, please limit your sharing to 2 hopes or aspirations, and listen and receive the hopes and aspirations that others offer. It's also important to speak slowly so everyone can hear you as you make your way up. So I invite you to form these lines if you'd like to participate. And following the water communion ceremony, we will have our traditional blessing of the water. And I begin. So the interesting thing about the sacred water in Unitarian Universalist communities is it begins with the water from all of the previous years. So this water has been blessed every year through all of the years of the pandemic and years before I was here. This is the continuation of that water. So I pour that into our bowl. To serve as the foundation for these offerings of libations of water. So, Cassie, would you like to offer the first libation?
I'm not going to do anything for myself because I've been in touch with John, and so John and James are on my heart. And I just wanted to let them know that I pour this water so that they may know that we, as their community, have them and hold them deep within our hearts during this difficult time. Thank you.
And Cassie and I will hold on to our microphones to limit all the touching of the microphones.
My name is Chayla Metzger. I'm going to hope for more sort of radical gratitude. It's gotten me through the last few years, and I hope it gets me through a few more. And for our church as well. We have a lot to be grateful for.
Hi, I'm Larry Weiner, and come on,
We're together.
we're together, of course.
We'll do it together.
Have been for years.
Laura Weiner, Carlson Weiner.
And we're bringing back water from the
219.
2019 to bring back in the spirit of continuity. And, for myself, come visit me at the UU the Vote table later after the service.
So for me personally, my hope for me this year is I'm transitioning. I'm looking to retire and how that's going to look. So I'm kind of going through a transition and, nervous and excited and all of that. But so I'm thinking about this place, and it's a place of renewal and reflection and rejuvenation. And so looking to get, capture that for myself and for all of you, that this place is where you can be renewed to see what is important in your life and what you want to do with your life. So those are my hopes.
Hi, I'm Natalie Kahn, and I am very, very happy for all the people who have found people to be with and love and cherish and appreciate. And I'm thinking most particularly this morning of Charles and his fiancée Karen, and my own life with Roy. And for the church, I feel like I'm entering a new phase of the church. I think I've been on every committee and served on every little nook and cranny, but I'm looking forward to even doing more in the future in a leadership role, and I'm very happy to be in this church and with all of you.
And I'm Sarah Robson, and I'm hoping for productivity and joy, two things that sometimes don't go together. And I'm starting a new blog, and that's really bold. And so I'm getting ready, and let's hope for the best for us all, productivity and joy.
Hope and aspiration for me is to relax a little, be a bit more like water. And I think a greater hope for this year, just kind of for our community as a whole, for the world as a whole, is to hopefully see some, truly stable, authentic, climate change action. I would really like to see some mobility on that.
My name is Joyce Holman, and like Charles, I carry a lot of the history of this place in my bones. And it's deeply moving to see you all. It's good. I hope for all of us, I hope for myself, but for us as a community. Oh, lift me up to the light of change. And I brought water from home, since that's where all of us have spent most of our time lately.
Hi, I'm Jackie Weber, and I have just such gratitude for everybody in this community who I've gotten to know since we've begun coming back in person in March. And so my hope for the congregation is this continued sense of vitality and renewal and generosity of spirit as we move into the new year. And for my personal hope for my daughters, my daughter from another mother who's here, and my other daughter from another mother who's here, my daughter from me at home, and my son in New York, who are all starting college this week. Success to them. Forgot, this is water from the beach in Malibu, where Lorenzo and I went yesterday and just got to sit on the beach for the first time this summer.
My name's Amy. You just heard I started seminary. I grew up in this church. Ernie Pipes married my parents. I've never seen this ceremony because I worked for 30 years on a Sunday, so this is my first time I've gotten to participate, which is really cool. And I guess since I'm starting seminary, it's good I learned this stuff. Okay, I also like to just offer that I just finished my first book for college, so that was good. I've got about 4,700 more to go is what I figure. So my hope is that I get through all the reading and somehow get through all the paper writing, so that's my hope. And I'm really happy to be here. Okay, what do I do, Jeremiah?
Hi, my name is Pat Gomez. And I didn't bring any water, although I was thinking this morning that I should have. I just had the opportunity to travel to the Pacific Northwest and had the opportunity to connect with our past member, Rhonda Peacock, spent a little bit of time with her. So symbolically, I'm bringing water from there. And my hope for our world is that more people will take more seriously all the needs that we have in healing our planet. And for myself, I'm starting to travel some more after the past couple of years of being at home and connecting with family and friends. And so I'm hoping that I will stay well enough to do that and continue that through this year. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Marcello Padilla. I'm new here. I've spent most of the last couple of years just kind of holding on and just trying to keep my head above water and just not get overwhelmed. But I really hope now to spend some time really like processing and really going under the water and like looking around a little bit and figuring out what kind of traumas I've been dealing with so that I can not perpetuate those traumas and negative cycles and really, not pass that on to other people. So just trying to process.
Hi, I'm Chris Brown, and the first thing I'd like to do is to honor my two beautiful sons who are here in body, in spirit, watching from the TV in Forbes Hall. Hi, Nico and Sati out there. Of course, my wife Sylvia too, who's here. And what a great crowd today. This is really fantastic. I want to send my prayers and wishes to two people in my life who are really struggling right now. One with mental illness and another that is very young and has a family that doesn't have a family and is really struggling with how she's going to get along in life. So these are two things that are very worrisome right now that we're trying to find solutions for. So it's my prayer for the best for them. So thank you.
So my prayer for this community is that we, regenerate our youth RE. It's so nice to, see kids in service and, hear laughter and kids talking, and it's just great. So that's my hope. And personal, I'm going to continue to save water. That's what I do. You want to say something?
My hope is for everyone to come back out of this pandemic and be all the same, but be happy and just be together again.
I just want to say gratitude for water in general. My wife Shona and I left this summer and went to Madison, Wisconsin, to my 91-year-old mother's house on a lake. But my mom has dementia and is not really communicating that much anymore. But it was just the power of water, just taking her out to the lake every day and sitting there in a wheelchair and communing was what we have now. So, but it was strong. There's just something about it. So.
And we only do this once a year, so please don't be shy if you do want to come up. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait till next year.
If the minister asks.
Hi. It's nice to see so many people here. I haven't been here a year yet. I joined during the COVID. And I just want to say I'm Audrey Herbs, and I want to say how appreciative I am of the opening and welcoming of people in the church and opening your homes and hearts. And to me, a long-term UU from up north. And again, thank you for your welcoming.
Hi, I'm Shauna. I've been a member just for a few years, mostly in pandemic, but this is just such a wonderful place and welcoming environment and so many amazing values that I really appreciate it. And my hope for myself and for the congregation is just more and more beloved community and compassion. And I think that we all spread that and you all spread that, and I wish more for us. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Gerald, and I've been a member for maybe 25 years. And my two daughters went to early childhood here, and one of them, Stella, has a baby girl, 26 months, toddler, and she has difficulty hearing. And so her speech is, she doesn't have many words to use, so we're beginning to use sign language with her. And I'd like to bless her.
Hi, I'm Kim. My personal hope is to find a sense of resilience and direction professionally. And my hope for this community is I would really love to see and connect with even more of you. It's wonderful to see you back, and especially so many of the many now adults or young adults, RE participants that I've met over the years. And I just also want to use a great hope for James Zinner, that he stabilizes enough for this really important life-saving surgery. And I don't know where this water is from because Cassie got it. This is de Benneville Pines water, and we are bringing it.
Hi, my name's Charles Maston. We're new here with my wife and niece. And my hope for this community is that we have a rebirth after COVID, and that we all thrive this year. And it's like one of the best year of this church's life is coming up. And that's my hope for us. And for my family, my hope is the same, that we have a great year, that COVID is sort of something, not what it was, and that we gather at the beach and play in the ocean together and have a thriving year also. Thank you.
Would you like to say something? No? Okay, let's be Hi everyone, I'm Alana, and this is Callie, and we just moved to LA a year ago, and this is our first time at this church. Yeah, thanks. But we read about it online, so we brought water from our new home, and I guess our hope is to just, get to know you guys and get to know this community. Thanks for having us. Go pour some water.
To say something? Not me to say. Quinn's hope is to pour some water. Yes. Good job, Quinn.
Hi, I'm Sue Bickford, a longtime member, and my hope is that when people walk in here, they exhale and feel as I do and feel the welcome home.
I'm Karen Howard, soon to be Karen Haskell. And I want to thank you for all welcoming me. I'm new. And I'm very touched by everything that's been shared. It's very moving. And our prayer, we would like you to pray for us and trying to find something in Santa Monica. So we're joining our family.
I would just like to add that I'm thrilled to see so many children here today. And my hope for the church is that the RE program will thrive and that we will attract children and new families. I am a great grandfather, and I'd like to see more of us become great grandparents.
Just for myself and for this community, to allow more patience as we get through these weird exchanges with each other, but I also just want to say that I'm so grateful for this community. There's been a lot of growth in a lot of different areas, and it's very much because of my time here. So I'm grateful for you guys. Thank you for everything.
I've never done this with a mask. Good morning, everyone. I am James. It's so wonderful to see everyone. I just want to express my gratitude for this community, the fact that we are hopefully emerging from a period of difficult years in the pandemic. I am really grateful that today is the first day that nearly 3-year-old Emerson Whitaker has attended. And my hope is that this community will remain vibrant and strong and grow in love and service to the world for all of us and for him to grow up in. So, thank you.
Welcome, Emerson.
My name is David Olson. I've been a member of this church since 1950. And my hope for the church is that it will certainly last as long as my membership and hopefully more.
Is there anyone else who would like to come on up?
Then it is time for us to bless this water. Now we keep this water and we will use it throughout the year for any child dedications or any blessings that we have in the community, any rites of the church. You might have some negative juju at home and you want some blessed water, come talk to me and I'll get you some, and sometimes it does wonders. So so after we bless it, we'll boil it. So don't worry. So we offer now this blessing of the water, and I like embodied stuff. So the refrain for this litany, which I invite all of you to share after each of our affirmations, is "This water is sacred." And I'll invite you to just raise your hands when you do that to say, "This water is sacred," as a blessing, as though blessing from your hands, which is in Hinduism where our blessings move forward from. So I invite you to do that so that we have a little bit of embodied practice. This water is sacred. It is made sacred by the many hands that have poured it with intention and love, the many stories that each drop contains, the many lives surrounding it in this unique moment, connected by commitment and faith. May it continue to flow through this community with shining reflections of the unique gifts that flow through each of its members. Let us bless it with our words. This water
is sacred. May it continue to nurture this community with sustaining hope that we journey together through ripples of growth and change.
This water is sacred. May it continue to bless this community with loving reminders of our collective responsibility to one another and to the world.
This water is sacred. May its ripples be a reminder that the changes and growth within this community bring movement and transformation to the world beyond our doors.
This water is sacred. May its purity offer grace to our community and the willingness to forgive ourselves and one another when we make mistakes. This water is sacred.
In moments when we are confused or uncertain, may it bring us clarity of purpose and commitment.
This water is sacred. In moments when the reservoirs of hearts and spirits are drained by sorrow and pain, may it nourish them with the knowledge that we are surrounded by a deep and abundant love.
This water is sacred.
This concludes our annual water communion ceremony. So let us enter into this new year with these hopes, with this rejuvenation, and with the spirit of life. Blessed be.
was lovely. Thank you all for participating. Our practice is to dedicate half of our non-pledged Sunday offering to organizations doing work in the world that advance our Unitarian Universalist principles, and the other half is used to support the life of this church. This month, half of our Sunday offering Didi Hirsch Mental Health Services, a nonprofit organization that has been serving those most in need and least able to pay for more than 75 years. Your support helps them provide high-quality mental health services, substance abuse services, and suicide prevention services to children and adults throughout Los Angeles and across the nation. Some of you may remember that the first time that I spoke in this pulpit back in 2016 was to ask for donations for socks and underwear for the clients of the mental health crisis residential program, one of the programs that Didi Hirsch Mental Health Services offers. I feel like I've come full circle today on this last day that we are fundraising money for this agency. From the day that I was so nervous to get up in front of you all and to ask that, to today, where after working with me for many years as a worship associate, Kikanza suggested that we send our gift to Didi Hirsch. I have to imagine that part of the work that I do must have touched her in some way to suggest that. And so the circle comes all the way around. And I'm proud to acknowledge and affirm that this agency does our Unitarian Universalist principles. And on behalf of that agency, I thank you. Our ushers will now collect the offering in the sanctuary. You may also donate by text, online with our website, or by check. To donate by text, call 844-982-0209 with the amount and the fund for donation. For example, $10 GCC for generous congregation contribution. For text donations, a one-time only credit card registration is required. Thank you so much for all that you give monetarily, but most importantly, also everything that you give of yourselves to build this community. The donations will now gratefully be accepted. Thank you. Haven't come far from that nervousness. Come on up.
This I know, I will wade through the water. I know. I will wade through the waters when they find their way to me. We will wade through the waters, this I know, this I know. We will wade through the waters, this I know. I will walk through the fire, this I know, this I know. I will walk through the fire, this I know. I will walk through the fire when they find their way to me. I will walk through the fire, this I know, this I know. I will walk through the fire, this I know. I will rebuild the mountains, this I know, this I know. I will rebuild the mountains, this I know. I will rebuild the mountains when they find their way to me. I will rebuild the mountains, this I know, this I know. I will rebuild the mountains, this I know.
Please rise in body or in spirit for our final year. And 64. We all know this. Yeah. And we seal our water communion with the blessing of the beautiful voices of our choir and our musicians and this beautiful sound of music. May you go in peace. May you hold fast to that which is good. May you return to no person evil for evil, but strengthen the faint of heart, support the weak, help the afflicted, honor all beings. May you go forth into this day and be blessed, and may you be a blessing. Amen.